Hey, this is David Carmona. I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of the Mountain View Garden Apartments. We just signed our lease a couple days ago, I believe last Monday, believe it or not. And we scheduled a time to actually walk through the apartment with Rocio, and she actually bailed on us numerous amount of times. Which was unfortunate because we were kind of in a pinch in terms of, giving our 30-day notice and going back and forth in terms of legal agreement. And the most upsetting thing is basically our promise to have, no pest or dirtiness in the house, to say the least. So I'm going to show you a couple of the things that are truly awful. This is not too bad, to be quite honest. I thought that the outdoor would kind of be the tell-all of, what's going to be inside, but believe it or not, it's quite worse inside. So, first thing that you will notice is that I've actually purchased these little electronic pest control devices, which I bought 3 for 20-something bucks at Walgreens. Nothing too glamorous. I didn't even know if they would work or not, but I was kind of feeling obligated to do something because it's just disgusting, honestly. So this is actually the first thing that I noticed, which I'll kind of show you. I mean, it seems fairly minor, but there's a dead cockroach. As they were promising that, they've done a deep clean here and that it's totally been, ready for us. And obviously we had to sign some kind of legal document saying that we would keep it of same quality standard, as we come in. That is a dead roach that you're seeing right there. Here's a little guy, spider. And I don't want to go to extremes and say like, some pests are not just going to naturally find their way in, but this was just a totally different realm, honestly. So I'm going to keep looking around for you guys. So here's another mystery bug, to say the least. It's probably a little dark, but there's another one. You see a little speck there. What's this? Oh, here's another one. There's another one. There's another one. Oh, what's that? Is this a new appliance that they actually put in? Oh, I believe so. There's another one right there. There's actually a critter walking as we speak. Here's a couple others. A few more. And yet again, they told me that all of this was going to be like kind of cleaned and thorough. And maybe it's just me going a little crazy, because I definitely feel like I am right now. There's another one. I missed a moment earlier, but there was actually a spider that landed on me from these rafters of some sorts. I feel like actually climbing up there and seeing, God knows what's here. But at the same time, it's kind of frightening. Oh, God. I've also bought little ant traps just to be, kind of ahead of the times, just in case, because clearly we do have outdoors right there, so you never know. Dead bug. Where is it? Dead bug. Oh yeah. So when I came in here, there was about 20 flies against the window. I mean, and that's probably being a little optimistic, to say the least. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, there's 6 in the corner that you can barely see. There's 7 that's kind of smushed in the door. 6, 7, 8. And this is just like creme de la creme for me, and the reason why I actually started freaking out in the first place. So today I was supposed to move in, super excited, spent all weekend packing, and if you really take a deep dive here, and I'm definitely gonna bring my macro camera to get like a nice little close-up here, but as my camera focuses, just by assumption, here's a little clean patch of carpet, and you quickly pan over, and what do we see? I'm pretty sure carpet's not supposed to look like that, and to my understanding, those are eggs. Whether or not they're live or dead, it's disgusting, and it really makes me pissed off. I'm just so upset because I've just spent so much time like getting ready and working with the community to make sure that, you know, we lived up to our end of things. And thank God. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell because we actually haven't put any lights in here. So yet again, who knows what I'm going to find. Here's kind of another spot in terms of just like how uncleanly this place is. Like, fuck. It just kills me that we pay security deposits and then we see this kind of shit. Like, is that even safe? There's like years of dust there and clearly not even touched whatsoever. You know, same thing is said about this. It's not as bad because it's somewhat raised from the floor, so I'm not as disappointed with that. But the bathroom with yet again another pest control that I had purchased just because I'm like really grossed out. We had noticed that there was spider webs and there's a couple little crawlers around here. I'm sure there has to be something in these rafters up there that are either, you know, breeding them or at least a little nook and cranny where they could have never gotten, you know. So yet again another room that has no light, but sure enough there's probably some mystery looming. There's a rafter, so, you know, unless they did a full inspection of this place, it's likely that they, you know, either had missed or just, you know, did a very half-assed job, which it seems like they're pretty good at doing, just looking at the rest of the community so far. You know, and of course, when we're demoing the apartments, they show us one that's, you know, fairly clean, looks great. They said, you know, ours is being cleaned as we speak, you know, and we somewhat trusted them, or I had, and it's all kind of in vain at the moment. So, you know, I'm definitely doubting the decision to move into Mountain View Garden Apartments. But at the same time, I feel like I'm somewhat obligated now that I put a 30-day notice. And it's causing so much excess stress for me right now that I don't even know what to do. I have work tomorrow, and well, what am I supposed to do here? So here's the legal notice that, you know, this is a little bit different, but at least you can get a time date. This is talking about the fence being replaced, which is totally fine. Here's the rental agreement. Our move-in date, 8/14/2013, you know, and this is the official legal letter, and there is definitely a pest control section that says, you know, we won't allow any pests to enter the building. I mean, I would literally find it at the moment, but it's probably just buried in fine print, as most contracts happen to be. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not able to find it, but, you know, if it comes to the time when this actually needs to be used, I have, you know, no doubt in mind that I'll take those precautions and, you know, do what's needed in order to make basically my household as clean as possible. So I had mentioned earlier, or maybe I didn't, that, you know, I spent some money on just general pest control, just because out of fear. You never know when you get inside, like, you know, roach killer, don't know how good this stuff works, another roach gel, here's ant things, here's those little electronic things that I spent. But basically, long story short, I'm not moving in today. So upset because I just wasted my day, and I'm really hoping the community gets back to me, because we're not going to move in this way. I'm either going to have to spend my time, you know, cleaning up eggs off the floor, which is appalling, or, you know, hire some company to do it and then try to expense the community, because clearly they do a piss poor job at it. Thanks for listening, basically.